just a couple sections to go here. We've got this call to action and kind of a quote thing going on, and the main call to action that will repeat on, I think, most of the pages, and of course the footer for our home page. Or what had happened before, I was kind of a dummy and misspelled snippet completely, so I was doing something like that, and for whatever reason, of course, it wouldn't work. So until you call that, of course, with the right spelling, will this actually render? So now I've cleaned up our homepage quite a bit as a result. So our snippets live in the snippets directory. The last few videos, I don't know if you saw that or saw me trying to implement that, but you're probably screaming at your screen, and apologies for that. But now we've got it implemented and we're set. So we're going to do the same thing. Definitely for the footers already one, but that main call to action that will live just above it. And then I just like to make things look clean anyway, so we'll probably use a ton of snippets throughout this process. So I'm going to go ahead and do one that's, let's say, home CTA. And then we need to create that snippet. I'm not sure if you can do directories in the snippets directory. That's something I'll have to investigate because I'm still new to this. I'm assuming it's possible. This is going to be a new section. Class home CTA. We'll just keep that naming convention. We'll do block again. And in this, we're basically just doing a big image with some content on the right and a button. So we want to essentially have like a style background similar to our hero image, if you remember back. So I want Alyssa to be able to update this, so that is why we're going this route. I typically refrain from inline styling altogether, but this is the way that works. So to make this easier to read, I might do something like that. And first we need to declare what those fields are. So we need to go into, again, our blueprints, home, long list here. Okay, so let's say home CTA is our main module. And I want to define a new headline. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to call this call to action. We need to log in. I'll go ahead and do that here. And we'll go to homepage. So we should see a new section there. Cool. Alright, so the fields we need will be home CTA background image, label background image, type will be image, home CTA, I guess copy, label, let's put content, and type will be text area, and home CTA citation, I guess, in case. For this, I'll do text too, and I think I'll do a width of a half. Or possibly 1/3 or 2/3, 1/3. There we go. So I think that already takes care of the fields. Well, we need the buttons, so let's do that. So I mean, they could all be required, to be honest, but okay, that needs to be unique. So well, why is that there? Let me double check this. It's feeding from this hero image, but I'm trying to understand why. Maybe it's just trying to be smart. I don't know. If I add a new one. Oh, okay. You just needed to select the right one, Andy. Got it. Okay, let's just copy the content from the design doc. It's kind of hard to read. Maybe we'll do half and half. You know what? Let's just get rid of those widths, I think. We'll add those here. Yeah. So in our design, that breaks a line after at. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Button text is schedule a free consultation. Capitalize that. Nope. Okay, and what page do we want? Contact, I suppose. All right. So if all goes well, that should render the way we want. We still need to output that though, so let's go ahead and do that. Right here, we'll do home background image. What did I do for the home hero background? I feel like I had to do kind of something fancy. Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. And this will be our okay, so we will then go and echo this variable to URL, I believe, which is just this kind of call. Either opening tag and add CTA to that. So there's no like height, so I'm assuming this is working. Yeah, there it is. Cool. So next we can add our content here, this stuff. And just for grins, I will wonder if there's a setting where just like you can just make everything required. I don't know. Okay, so we'll have that. We want div class of maybe like home CTA content. And I think we'll push this off with a row and add a containing element. So it'd be called, I don't know, like 6 or 5 or something. Call access 12. But we want to offset it, so this is a guess, like 3. 3 or something. I don't know. I think the text is aligned right. So then we can add the actual content. So let's do, should I make another div? Yeah. Okay, I know it's div soup, there's tons there, but I just like it to be all nice and neat, sorta. So we'll have our page echo a specific copy here. And then I want this to be curvy text in case we write any formatted. When that outputs, it puts everything in a paragraph tag or a p tag, and so putting it in a div makes more sense. So it's just kind of set up to go. Home, I'm gonna guess CTA citation, and I'll do curvy text with this too, in the event that it's like italicized or something. Cool, so we're getting that data back. And let's go ahead and add the call to action as well. This definitely needs to go way more. Isn't there a start or end? Yeah, actually. There's a class you can put on this that just shifts it over to the right. So I don't think you even need to offset. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just notice we do need a grid though, or a containing element. So just a basic container to wrap around a row. And it should bring that back. Awesome. It's hard to see right now. Okay, so let's grab the home CTA link, and then we'll do, see, I think you can render Kirby. I wonder if you can actually render an actual tag. Let me see here, cheat sheet, fields, pages, URLs, tags, or is it just in the actual editors? I think it is. So you can actually, this is stuff you can put in the actual content panes, but not. Okay, cool. I've been learning Rails lately, and there's like this whole awesome stuff where you write like link to and it generates HTML for you. I'm gonna be doing some more videos about that, so hopefully you guys are ready. And we want page, home, CTA button, text. Just want HTML here. Need that. Yeah, it's kind of clunky looking, so let's format it a little nicer. There we go. Awesome. And let's double check it didn't go to. Okay. This needs to be link. Oh, wrong one. Text. Link. Sweet. I did some research last night, and there's no like plugins for forms or anything for Kirby, so I'm questioning how I should handle that. Should I embed something like a form builder like Woo Forms or something like that, or should I just have actual links to her email? I mean, at the end of the day, the email works, but it's not like an elegant solution, and you get some spam and stuff, but we could try to work around it. I'll cover that later on, but that's just something I'm thinking about in terms of getting this contact form set up. Okay, so in our main home file, we're importing this snippet. So we've got all these going on. And at this point, we can start styling this section. Go ahead and go to Assets, Sass, Partials, Pages, Home. And we'll do one in here that is Home CTA, CSS. I'm going to import that here. Okay, and I believe we called it that, so Home CTA padding. Let's start like. Okay, so that's not working. Double check. I'm trying to figure out why this is not going. Home CTA, home. Pages. Oh. Well, that's weird. I shouldn't have to save that file. That's kind of weird. Anyway, we definitely need more padding. What's the actual height of this photo? And it won't tell me. Awesome. $622. Why don't we just maybe throw a height on there? 2. There we go. Obviously, we don't want the background to repeat. Okay, so let's get our snippet back open just so I can refer to it. I'm going to add the padding back on this So we know that the height of that actual surrounding block stays at that height. So padding something like that. Okay. Cool. So it's almost there already. The content needs to have much larger font size. Do that. And be italic. There we go. And I might make this a little larger. Maybe not. I think that should work. I'll probably just adjust the font size a bit to just not be as big, just to flow a little better. Okay, and I think this can come down a bit. Okay, so our home CTA citation, and this should be P as well. We're going to make this considerably smaller. Cool. I think that's pretty dang close. This is down a little further. I noticed the background image is kind of shifted over to, so I'm gonna position it, make sure it's like top left just to make sure. I think it's fine. And it obviously isn't doing the whole block, so we actually need to do size. Let's see what contain does. Not what we want. Enter cover. There we go. I love that CSS property. It's kind of crappy at this resolution, but I have a huge monitor. But I think when we get this high in resolution, this is why I saved out those 2x sizes for stuff like this. If your monitor is massive and you're doing full width, or you're on a projector or something like that, you never know. You have to think of these things. For grins, I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if I can move her over. but still maintain the cover feel. Yeah, because I want the text to be a little larger. See, it's doing that though. Okay. But I suppose at that resolution I could go back. For now I'm going to leave it like this. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Okay. All right, so we have one more little section to do, and I'll probably hit the footer in the next video. So let's go ahead and do the next section. That's just the basic global CTA, I think I'll call it. And we'll do another file. There we go. And I'm wondering if I should put that shouldn't be on the home page in our panel. I'll probably put it on the site options. Makes more sense to be there. So I'm going to do that in our blueprint. So under site.yaml, and then I'm going to add a headline similar to this one. Fix this indentation real quick. Okay. And inside this, we want the global CTA heading, label, heading, type as text, or actually let's make it text area. Because there's some formatting in there and I'd like that to be editable. If you look at the design, this is italic and it's blue. So I'm gonna see if we can't make that a feature. Okay, and just gonna copy this, paste. There'll be a link. Okay, we should have all that there then. Awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this just italic, and then I'll target it that way. So anything that's italic will get a certain class or a certain style to it. Because I think this outputs EM tags, whatever you want to call those, emphasis. Okay, so our link should be, let's talk. This needs to be a page. And of course I lost all that, darn it. That was dumb. Nope. Dang it. I guess it's not a page. There we go. I need to actually add that. Save. All right. So let's go ahead and add that. I'm going to go ahead and make this outside of the main, I believe, and just put right above the footer. In fact, it could be in the footer, but I don't think I want it on every page. There's like the contact page itself wouldn't make sense to have a link to it, but I could just do like an if this page then do that kind of thing. Maybe I'll do that. For now I'll leave it like this. So let's go to our home template, the CTA here. So we're going to be calling this from the site param more than the page one. So it'll be this one. And let me double check that we'll do that right. Basically just want this going on. And actually, instead of it's gonna render a p tag, so I'm gonna make it a div, and we'll just have to style it accordingly. Double check that works. Okay, it's not working. Let's double check this is going through. We've got this. How did we do it in header, site title, HTML? I think I need to echo it. Oh, no duh. Need that. There we go. And like I said, I bet it's in p tags, so yeah, we'll have to just adjust it with CSS. There's probably a way to work around what gets generated there. Call it that. Button text, global CTA, but yeah. And I want to add a class of uh-oh. Oh. That should do it. Or not. What did I do wrong here? Oh, we need to have parentheses. Cool. So this technically needs to be, why don't we just put this, or does that fix it? Yeah, okay. Awesome. All right, so this section I can go ahead and style. I'll probably make this like a global folder for global things. And in that we'll put global SCSS and one more that is just CTA. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. So in this we'll import CTA, save it, and then global needs to go in our massive style sheet here, master style sheet, import. All right, so CTA. I already know the background is our secondary color. I'm gonna go ahead and be explicit here. Oh, this needs one more global. There we go. And a border. What's that about? Like a really faint border on this image. I might have to tweak it. And we can call global CTA heading. Actually, that color is a bit darker on this design, so it's not our secondary color. It's this one. So I'm going to change that. I'll just maybe for grins do this global CTA color or background. Cool. So it's a little darker. Oh, I need to This needs to be that. Okay. And I don't really want much from the top, but I do want some on the bottom, so we'll do this. I could just say margin bottom, but sometimes I like to be thorough. I think that's decent. Maybe a little more padding in general though. Yeah. Cool. All right, I think that wraps up this video. We'll work on the footer next, and that will be repeated throughout the site. So we'll get that implemented and continue on. I'll see you guys then.